Yo, check this out. This is Wayne Wonder, representing for Warwick Hill TV. You see the vision, don't it? See the vision. Warwick Hill TV. Keep it locked.
Now, I'm gonna tell you. We, us as bloggers, these are the issues that we need to address. You understand what I said? You see? Set the path for the youth. Share, like, and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel and I don't know all this.
What does Black excellence mean to our family? Black excellence has been demonstrated since the African empires. Kemet,
Mali,
Kush, Benin, and the Zulu empires, to name a few. Black excellence isn't the exception. We have always been excellent, and we continue to demonstrate excellence as we continue to survive and build strength in our community.
And what does Black History Month mean to our family? It's an opportunity for reflection, learning, and working towards eliminating stereotypes and discrimination. While February is the month we acknowledge Black history, this year's theme of February and Forever, celebrating Black history today and every day, reminds us that Black people are interwoven into history in Canada, the US, and worldwide.
We've made and continue to make important contributions to society.
Yes, brothers and sisters. Greetings once again in the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, and all things that's good and wonderful amongst us. You see, welcome all viewers and subscribers. Viewers, if you like the content, subscribe and make it help grow the platform. You see this month are the slowest streaming month for see, and this are the reason why, because we kind of leave out the mix up and straight dedicate the month to Black history. You see, and it kind of eye-opening for say one of the least popular subject in the whole production from make the production until now. You see it, and it's kind of daunting. It's not a nice feeling because you don't know our history still. But inevitably the document is being made anyway. So it's there. See it. So like I said, we are going to do we have to do see way, see it. So I'll do the reading a bit shorter and see if it gain more traction, because the whole intent of it pass on the knowledge, see it. So bear with me while I try my little reading skill, see it. So I'll do it a little shorter and hopefully it might catch on some more. See? So we are continuing with the book, The Nile Valley Contribution to Civilization. See? So from the earliest of times, the Tekken represented the regenerative powers of Azar and his resurrection after death. In later years, Tekkenu were associated with the Ben stone and the Bennu bird. The Bennu bird was said to be self-regenerating, and like its namesake, the phoenix, it would live for 500 years, consume itself in a ball of fire, and later arise from the ashes to live for another 500 years. It was also believed that the Tekken were meant to resemble the ray of the sun. Oftentimes, the pyramidiums, capstones of the Tekken, were covered with gold or silver or some combination of the two metals in order to reflect the light of the sun. Kind of something like where the Muslims do these days with the mosque. They always have this big shiny symbolic feature on top. And I think some of the Sikh temple them bear that thing as well. See? Yeah. The date that Tekken were first erected is not known, but it is believed that the king of the 5th dynasty, 2495 BC, 2494 to 2345 BCE, who were fervent worshippers of the sun nature, may have been the first king to erect these monuments. Two Tekenui often flanked the entrance to temples, and their presence was representative of the complementary male and female aspects of the nature. The Teken was a massive monument which was carved from a single block of stone. Most were made from highly polished granite and inscribed with Medu Necha, which recorded the accomplishment of the ruler who was responsible for their construction. These structures were also used as timekeeping devices, and the length of their shadow was measured to determine the time of day. These early sundials also played a key role in ascertaining the precise moment of the solstice and the equinox. No records have survived which explain how Teken were quarried, moved, or erected. The tallest Teken currently standing in Egypt can be found in the temple of Ipetisut. It was erected during the reign of Hatshepsut. It is 97 feet high and weighs an estimated 320 tons. See? This bit now named Survey of the Nile Education. Every temple built in Kemet was designed to certain specification and oriented to a specific celestial body. Each temple was decorated with elaborate wall carvings that were painted in brilliant colors. Most temples contained numerous statues. Some were life-size and others were several stories high. It's quite obvious that in order to create a temple, a vast array of skilled technicians were required for planning, construction, and maintenance of each edifice. These individuals had to be skilled in maths, architecture, engineering, drafting, painting, sculpture, art, design, and a number of assorted disciplines. In order to facilitate the enormous demand for such technicians, institutions had to be established in order to train them. Within these institutions, there also had to exist a faculty with specialists in various fields of study, along with a support staff. Of course, there had to be administrators who were responsible for maintaining the infrastructure necessary for the continued existence of each institution. Numerous records exist which show that the Africans in the Nile Valley, particularly those in ancient Kemet, had created such an educational system, the likes of which had yet to be duplicated. Every temple in Kemet had vast libraries equipped with thousands of papyrus scrolls which contained dissertations on law, medicine, philosophy, and numerous other subjects. Isaac Meyer, in the publication Oldest Book in the World, give an account of the libraries of the Old Kingdom. You hear that? Libraries long before slavery. Yes, sir. We used to start as slavery, youth and youth. And that's how we used to start. We are powerhouse people. We are creators. We are, we are dominators long before that. Anyway, let me read Isaac Meyer's account for the item. In one of the tombs of Giza, a great functionary of the 6th dynasty takes the title of governor of the House of Books. This simple mention, thrown incidentally between two or more elevated titles, would be sufficient in fault or others coming to show us that extraordinary development at the time of Egyptian civilization. Not only had they a literature, but that literature was also large enough to fill libraries. Its importance was so great that to one of the functionaries of the court was especially attached the preservation of the royal library. See? In 1984, at the Nile Valley Conference, Dr. Asa Hilliard presented a paper on the Kemetic concept in education and cited the significance of Ipet Isut as a center of learning during the 18th dynasty. dynasty. It was both a center of religion and education, since the two could not be separated in the minds of the Kemites. It housed an elite faculty of priests, professors. It has been estimated that at one time there was more than 80,000 students at all grade levels studying at Ibn Isut University, Abdullah, 1984. Temples were at the center of religion, politics, and education. The faculty were called Hersetha, or teachers, or mysteries, and were divided into departments. Myers, 1900, as follows. 1. Mystery teachers of heaven, astronomy and astrology. 2. Mystery teachers of all lands, geography. 3. Mystery teachers of the depths, geology. 4. Mystery teachers of the secret word, philosophy and theology. And 5. Mystery of Pharaoh and mystery teacher who examine words, law and communications. See? Much has been written about the mystery schools of the Nile Valley, but one important factor must be remembered. These symbols and the subjects taught within them were a mystery only to those who were unfamiliar with that system of education. See? Big up the man from Buzzrock, you know. See? Big up the man from Pinnacle, Bob Cosmic. Much love and respect. Long time if you say that. The purpose of education in the Nile Valley was to create a society where the citizens would understand the relationship which exists between themselves and the universe. In the truest sense of the word, the education center in the Nile Valley were the first universities. Upon closer examination of the complexities of Nile Valley education, one can begin to understand why they were called mystery schools by the many foreigners who came there seeking enlightenment. You see, by the many foreigners who came there seeking enlightenment. See, medicine. The Edwin Smith Papyrus is the oldest medical treatise in existence, and it is believed to have been written in the 18th dynasty CA, 1550 BCE. Many regard this papyrus as a copy of an original document that was created as early as the first dynasty. Depending on what timeline one used to date the first dynasty of Kemet, this medical text could have been written as early as 4200 or as late as 3100 BCE. See? In any event, the appearance of a highly sophisticated text had to have been preceded by hundreds of years of observation, research, and refinement. The ancient physicians, priests of the Nile Valley were said to have been instructed in temples which were called Per-Ankh. In today's language, they would be called the House of Life. Of the thousands of medical papyri originally written, less than a dozen have been discovered, and of that number, the Ebers Papyrus and Edwin Smith Papyrus are deemed the most profound. The Edwin Smith Papyrus was published in 1930 by James Henry Breasted, who had spent 10 years translating the document. This papyrus described 48 different injuries to the head, face, neck, thorax, and spinal column